today we're going to be talking about all things 8 sleep. To make this video engaging and dynamic, I thought what I'd do is have my girlfriend ask some questions. Hey Sausage.
Yes.
I was thinking about doing a review of my 8 sleep mattress and just answering some questions. And then I would answer them in this video. So, question number 1.
Question number 1, what is an 8 sleep mattress?
Well, the first thing to say is that actually it's not a mattress, it's a mattress cover. So what you have is a sleeve, if you like, or a sock that you pull over your mattress, and it's got water tubes that run through it, and it can control the temperature of your bed. So it can go hotter or colder. And the idea is that when you fall asleep, your body temperature drops, and you can use the mattress to facilitate this drop in temperature and keep it cool throughout the night, and then elevate the temperature as morning comes to help you wake up.
How does it work?
So really there's 2 halves to the 8 sleep mattress. There's the hardware component and the software component. So the hardware, as I just mentioned, there's a mattress cover, and then you've got a unit that goes beside the bed, which is kind of like a fridge/heater, and that heats up or cools down water that then flows through the mattress. So that controls the temperature of the mattress. Then you have software, which is an app on your phone, and using the app you can control the temperature of the bed. So you can essentially have it start cold when you get in and then get colder and then heat up or do something different. If it's really cold in general, if it's winter, you could maybe just have it a bit warmer in general. Equally, if it's really hot, you can have it colder in general. So you can control this temperature gradient. And it can also have an automated mode that you have to pay extra for. So I'll get onto that in a second.
Is it worth, how much does it cost and is it worth it?
8 sleep, stay cool all night. Sounds good to me. At the moment, the Pod 3 cover, which is what I've got, is going for £2,195. You could probably get a discount using a code from like the Huberman Lab podcast, or there are other podcasts that 8 Sleep advertise on. So that's the upfront cost. So then you can also upgrade to Pro, which is, it's in dollars, $180 per year billed annually. And what you get in Pro is sleep tools. So this is kind of NSDR, meditation, soothing talk tracks. Autopilot, which is where the temperature actually predicts what it needs to be for your body and changes itself automatically rather than following a predefined curve. And then trends and insights. Now, I was a bit annoyed, to be honest, to spend £2,000 on a mattress and then have a subscription on top. I kind of thought for that much money it would be included, certainly for at least a year so that you can try it. The sleep tools, you can find all of these on Spotify and YouTube, so I don't think you need those necessarily, although I'm sure it would be handy to have them in the app. Autopilot, I haven't tried it, but I get on quite well with manually mapping my sleep curve. And then trends and insights, I don't have those. But to be fair, the data within the 8 Sleep mattress is pretty good, actually. So I'm not going to join Pro just for now. So the second part of that question, is it worth it? I would say yes, it is worth it. It was a good investment, especially we had a heat wave here in the summer. In the UK, houses don't really come with air conditioning, so it was hot, and the 8 Sleep mattress was invaluable. And I also like to sleep with a weighted blanket over the top of my mattress as well to really hem me in, but that also creates heat. But then when my mattress gets cold, then I can happily have a duvet and the weighted blanket as well, and I feel really snug. So I would buy it again.
I share my bed with somebody. What happens if you have different likes and dislikes in terms of what temperature your bed is at?
This is a really interesting feature because you can actually divide the mattress up into 2 halves, and you can have your partner download the app as well, and then you can control the different halves of the bed separately, so you can each have your temperature gradient. My girlfriend, she runs really hot, so she would have her side of the bed cooler than my side of the bed.
Would you buy it again? What kind of person would benefit from an 8-sleep mattress?
So I would recommend it. I would say that it's been a good investment. Who's it for? I think it's for anyone who wants to have a better night's sleep in general, which is quite self-explanatory. If you run hot, then I think it would be definitely good for you. So I know some athletes with lots of muscle mass, they definitely run hot, and I think this mattress would definitely help them cool down, stay cool. Also, if you wake up a lot in the night, then it's going to be good for helping you enter this deep sleep as your body temperature falls, and it's going to keep you deeper asleep for longer. I would say if you're generally not feeling rested when you wake up in the morning, then it's going to be good for you to have an 8-sleep mattress. And then I'd also suggest that if you're somewhere that's very, very cold or somewhere that gets very, very hot, then again, the mattress is going to help balance out these temperature conditions so that you can feel more comfortable for longer.
Is it safe?
I don't feel it's dangerous. Probably the most dangerous thing about it is when you get it, you have to fill it up with water, but then also some hydrogen peroxide, I guess, to keep the internal workings in good condition and sterile, perhaps. So you have to, I'd recommend wearing gloves when you put that in, but it is safe.
Does it look unsightly?
It's okay. So it's not great. I've got a bed that's got solid sides. I think if you had a bed that was more of a frame, see-through, it would be a lot more noticeable where it is. I think in a perfect world, I'd actually have it in a cupboard. So you could just see the pipes that were kind of coming out of the hole in the cupboard and going into the mattress. That would be the most aesthetically pleasing. It does have a light on the outside that you can turn off. So if you don't want your 8-sleep device glowing in the night, then you can turn that off. Next one. So this is my question. So is it noisy? This is my bugbear with the 8-sleep mattress, is it's not silent. So definitely when it turns on first thing, so it activates an hour before you go to bed. So during that hour, there's a bit more noise because it's getting it to it's probably going through its largest shift in temperature, getting the mattress to the temperature that it needs to be. And then equally, if you change the temperature significantly in the night, you'll hear it turn on. So what does it sound like? It sounds a tiny bit like your refrigerator, like a low murmur. There's a couple of times when I have gone from like -2 to -5, like a big jump in temperature, that it kind of, a bit like a fan in your computer, it kind of does like rev up. I actually sent one back because I thought it was too noisy. They had quite helpful customer services, both through email and through the app. A bit disorganized, I would say, but helpful nevertheless and willing to help. So they sent me a replacement unit, which to be honest is much the same. So I think the reality is the 8-sleep mattress is not silent, but I think most people would habituate to it. I'm quite sensitive to noises and I've stuck with it. So I think it's quiet enough. A couple of extra questions from me. So how does the app work? Go on the thermometer and you can see here that I've got it, when I get into bed it's -1, in the early part of the night it's -1, in the late part of the night it's -1, and then it heats up to +1 in time for wake up. And if I wanted to change it, so we've got this temperature gauge and I can kind of go up, 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 and down, 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 down. And this is what you can do in the middle of the night. So I guess if you had autopilot, you wouldn't be doing this manual operation. And with the old UI, it was definitely easier to do that because there was just a bit more color on it. Now it's like super clean and a bit difficult to see. So not a fan of the new UI, I'm afraid. Next question from me is going to be about the data. So here's a night where I scored 100. 100 is excellent. So I had 100% quality, 100% routine, and then 8 hours, 32 minutes time slept, which it says is good. So that 100 score is a composite of quality, routine, and time slept. So routine is about, do you roughly go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time? time slept is the time between those times, but then if you oversleep or if you undersleep, then obviously that's going to compromise time spent. But the quality is the interesting bit. So you get this graph that has your deep sleep, your REM sleep, and then when you're awake. And what you're looking for is over 1 hour 10 minutes of deep sleep and over 1 hour 30 of REM sleep. Now, deep sleep tends to happen in the first part of the night, and this is recovering your body, more or less. And then your REM sleep happens in the morning, half the night, and this is more about your mental recovery. So you need both to feel fresh. But then you've also got these health metrics such as heart rate variability, and breath rate. So we can see here that my heart rate during this night's sleep was 50, my heart rate variability was 49, which is about 41, which is what it wants, and my breath rate was 13 breaths per minute. And then you've got some other data here about the routine. So this is what it's tracking. And I guess we get to the question of...
has it improved your sleep?
Great question. It helps you with the habit of getting to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. But it gives you awareness as to when you've done something that's compromised your night's sleep. So for example, if you have alcohol, 100% it shows up in here. If you have food too close to bedtime, 100% shows up in the app. If you are stressed, shows up in the app. If you do a really hard workout too late in the day, shows up in the app. It helps you change your lifestyle in pursuit of a better night's sleep, and then also the mattress itself helps you get a better night's sleep. So it's a two-pronged attack, if you like. There's the temperature component and the lifestyle component that helps you sleep better. That's it for this video. I hope you found that useful. I'm going to do a couple of other videos on 8 Sleep, going into a bit more detail on how your lifestyle affects your sleep score. So if you found this interesting, do follow along and watch some of the other ones.